Hello everyone, my name is Pranav Sani and in this video we will be discussing about the basic introduction of divide and conquer algorithm. So starting with introduction, a divide and conquer algorithm recursively breaks down a problem into smaller problems of the same or related type until these become simple enough to be solved directly. The solution to the subproblems are then combined to give a solution to the whole original problem. Now divide and conquer algorithm mainly works on these three steps. First one is divide, which is dividing the larger problem into multiple subproblems. Second is conquer, which is recursively solving every subproblems individually. And then the last is combine, which is combining all the solutions of all the subproblems to get the solution to the whole problem. For example, let's say we have a big P problem to solve. Now what we can do is we can divide the big problem in sub smaller problems. Okay, now what if the subproblems are also big and hard to solve? Then what? Well, we'll do the same. Divide the subparts further into more smaller problems. Like we discussed in the definition, that divide and conquer algorithm breaks down a problem into smaller problems of the same or related type until these become simple enough to be solved directly. Then recursively solve all these subproblems individually, and in the last combining all the solutions of all problems to get the solution of whole problem. Okay, so the divide and conquer strategy of designing algorithm has two fundamentals. First is relational formula. It is the formula generated from a given technique. After generating the formula, we apply the divide and conquer strategy to break the problem into many subproblems and then solve them individually. Second is stopping condition. Okay, so when you divide the problem by divide and conquer strategy, you need to understand how long you have to keep dividing. You have to put a stopping condition to stop your recursion steps. Now let's discuss some of its advantages. So first one is can solve very big problems. Okay, so divide and conquer successfully solved one of the biggest problems of the mathematical puzzle world, that is the Tower of Hanoi. You might have a very basic idea of how the problem is going to be solved, but dividing the problem makes it easy since the problem and resources are divided. Second is it is very much faster than other algorithms. Third is the divide and conquer algorithm works on parallelism. Okay, so parallel processing in operating system handles them very efficiently. Fourth is the divide and conquer strategy use cache memory without occupying much main memory, which executing problem in cache memory, which is faster than the main memory. Fifth is so brute force technique and divide and conquer technique are similar, but divide and conquer is more proficient. Now let's discuss some of its disadvantages. That is, most of the divide and conquer design uses the concept of recursion, therefore it requires high memory management. Second is memory overuse is possible by an explicit stack. And third is it may crash your system if recursion is not performed properly. Now, the applications of divide and conquer algorithms. So these are the algorithms which comes under the part of divide and conquer algorithm, and I'll talk in brief about them individually. Starting with the binary search. So binary search is the fastest search algorithm requiring the only condition that the elements in the array are arranged either in ascending or descending order. Also known as half interval search, it compares the search element to the middle element. If the element is less than the middle element, it selects the first half, otherwise the second half. The same process is recursively applied on the selected half of the array until its search the element is found. Second is bubble sort. So compare each pair of elements, and if they are not in order, then swap them. This sorting technique has a worst case time complexity of omega n2, and therefore it is not suitable for large dataset. Third is quick sort. This most efficient sorting algorithm selects a pivot value from an array and divides the rest of the array elements into two sub-arrays. It compares the pivot element to each element and sorts the array recursively. Fourth is merge sort. This algorithm divides the array into subarrays and then recursively sorts them. After sorting it, merges them back. Fifth is Strassens algorithm. So this algorithm, named after Volker Strassens, this is an algorithm for matrix multiplication that is much faster than a traditional algorithm used for large matrices. Sixth is Cooley's two-key fast Fourier transform. Named after J.W. Coley and John Turkey, it is the most common FFT algorithm based on the divide and conquer approach. It works in omega and log n time complexity. Seventh is closest pair of points. This is a problem of computational geometry focusing on finding out the closest pair of points in metric space given n point such that the distance between the k pair of point is minimum. And the last is Karatsuba algorithm for fast multiplication. Invented by Anthony Karatsuba in late 1960, this is one of the fastest multiplication algorithm of the traditional time. It performs multiplication of two n-digit numbers in at most a single digit multiplication in general. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, hope you like this video. Thank you.